It's 1799 and Napoleon is in Syria on his eastern campaign, and this is the Battle of Abukir between the Ottomans and the French Republic. What's up, guys, and welcome back. I am PopeJohnPaul, and we're here with a brilliant Napoleon Total War 3 battle for you today. This is a historical battle. Obviously, the Battle of Abukir, as I said, it's like part of the French campaign in like the east in Egypt. And yeah, this is a massive 4v4. Of the Mamelukes here with the Ottomans, and they're facing a huge French force here today, made up of the Orient Army, of course. So yes, this is going to be a brilliant battle, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. But yes, this was a French victory in history. I mean, the French merely lost about 200 men, and the Turks and the Mamluks lost about 2,000, and then had about like another 11,000 drowned, and many were captured as well. This is a huge victory for the French. But I mean, after this, the Turks were able to get on ships from Britain and land in Egypt and retake Egypt for their own rules. So it was I mean, though they won, the French kind of lost Egypt in doing this. They yeah, so I mean, obviously, if you don't know much about the Egyptian campaign was kind of an idea by Napoleon to increase the French Empire, and in the east, and instead of like in the west and like the Caribbean. And the idea was to try and like take Egypt and Syria for like the empire, and then move on towards India and deny Britain that key Indian trade it needed to like finance its empire. And if he believed that if they took India out of the war, took India for themselves rather than Britain having it, then Britain would then be out of the war, be less of a threat anyway for like France, which possibly would be true. It would be hard to say. It would certainly take a long time anyway for any sort of expedition to get there by sea, which is the way that Britain commanded. Like that was the route that they commanded. While France would have, in theory, commanded the land route, because they had alliances with Iran and potentially also Russia in the making. But obviously, it did not all come to fruition, and but we're going to see if history can be changed here. Can the Mamelukes and the Ottomans win this battle themselves? It'll be interesting to see. I mean, the French armies are pretty massive. I mean, you got some big, like, Arabian units here that are, like, serving the French. 235 men in a unit here. And, yeah, we've got lots of, like, line infantry behind. But, yeah, this was a battle that was sent in by a member of my Discord. That, like, I've got a great community on the Discord. If you want to come and join, then feel free to. The link is down below in the description. But yeah, they often do lots of historical battles. So if that's your sort of thing, then definitely join. If you don't, then they do plenty of custom as well. They have something for everyone. Yeah, we have lots of Orient French troops moving up here. Yeah, like I said, oh, are they firing arrows? We have horse archers. These guys are horse archers? I did not realize. Look at these guys just firing off some arrows. Didn't realize that he was still in Napoleon. These were the thing. Imagine being killed by an arrow in this period. Actually, quite a few are getting killed. 6 guys have died in this unit. Imagine being killed by an arrow. That'd be like a big surprise, but I like that. Actually, they're doing a lot of damage. Surprisingly, arrows do more damage than a musket ball does. It seems like the French force, I mean, we can see this French army. I believe there'll be another one over here. I mean, who are they all led by? I think they're all led by Manu, aren't they? Oh no, we've got Napoleon here. Napoleon himself is leading one of these armies. It's glorious to see. Where is he? There he is, big Napoleon, doing his bit. You're going to cause so much pain to so many families in later life. Oh my gosh, he kind of he looked a bit funky. Not going to put like that. That's why Napoleon needs a new game. Just those graphics, so generals don't look weird. But yeah, we've got a big army over here as well. Obviously a big army over here somewhere. And we've got a big dragoon unit. We also got a Garde Row. I don't think this is a. Oh, it's got 196 men in the unit. It's a big unit. Don't think it's anything too fancy. It's just a Cheval here. There's another army over here somewhere that the Turks and the Mamluks need to worry about. I think that most of the armies are here. At least I would have thought maybe at least 2. I don't know. Maybe less. Who knows? It looks like they're about to get underway. We've got dragoons here. Lots of dragoons here. got some guide cheval here. So they're pretty handy as well to have. But yeah, look at the amount of cav. Look at the sheer amount of cav that the Turks and the Mamluks have. This is an insane amount. I mean, it's what they do well in, is cavalry. Like, their infantry kind of sucks. Like, if we just look at it. I mean, they got some janistry units that are pretty good. These aren't janistries. I'll see if I can find some. What have we got here? These guys look funky. Look at them. Models look a bit off for this faction.
Is soon to be yours.
Apparently, glorious victory is soon to be theirs, but there you go. I don't think it is. The battle's not started, Chief. We actually have stuff on the way. Who's actually firing? Oh, we got a artillery that's routing. I'm not quite sure how that's happened. Literally no cavalry like corpses around this area. I mean, there are some here, but that's from the dragoons that got shot by arrows. How the heck has that happened? Not sure. But I was anyway, janistries. I'm gonna look at janistries quickly, and then we'll go and because they are a cool unit. If I can find them. That's actually a janistry unit there. There you go. These are some janistries. These guys look pretty damn nice, and they're like the most elites that are available for the Turks at the moment. What they got over on this side of the hill? This is oh, they got all their generals here, and they have artillery. Oh my gosh! Maybe this is what took out the artillery then, because these guns must be huge. Oh yeah, these are like, I can zoom in properly. Look at the size of this thing. It's not even like loading from the right spot. The model's like too big. Yeah, these things are like, must be like massive siege guns or something like that. This one didn't even fire. There we go. Yeah, that there what must be taking out the guns. Yeah, they are hitting like all the way over here. Those things have insane range. I mean, the French can't deal with that really at all. They're just gonna have to just deal with it. And the Turks did have more guns as well at this battle. They had 30 guns. The French having 17. Though the Turks would, as you saw there, those Turk guns are very large and very outdated. Buildings have been captured by the Turks here. Well, by the Mamluks actually. They put in, I don't know what unit that is. We don't often see the Turks and the Mamluks here. So it's going to be interesting. Look at these guys. All in their matching checkered shirts. Yeah, so it seems as though the battle... I mean, it looks like it's almost going to be getting underway, but at the same time it doesn't. Like, the Turks and the Mamluks keep going forward with their cavalry and then go, no, change our mind. We're not going forward. And the French infantry, I don't know what they're hoping to do. I hope that most of these guys can form square, because they're going to need to. Any unit that can't form square today is going to have a bad day. And I'm in a bad day. Got another like little sort of scouting force over here. Here it is. Got some like cavalry here. I mean, the French are just got to accept that they haven't got much cavalry. I mean, this side they may have the cavalry majority, because it looks like nearly every cavalry unit is on the other side. We have got some very wide flanking Mamluk units here. Got two actually. These could do quite well. That one's from Alexandria. Alexandria at this point would be under French control, so I don't know how they got there. We've got a smaller guns being set up here. Yeah, they're very much small in comparison to the huge guns back here. The Turks got some as well. Yeah, the Turks got some equally large and just stupid looking guns. But they'll do a lot of damage, I'm sure. Just nuts. They actually are nuts. Oh, here we go. Looks like we have some French cavalry mercenaries. Yeah, this is like some French like mercenaries. I don't know what you really call them. Like guys that Egyptians fighting for the French basically, and they're going in against some camels, and they're sending in some better dragoons. I don't know how good the dragoons will be against. Like, I imagine they'll be better than most of this cavalry here available, but just the sheer like mass of cavalry here, I don't think these dragoons really want to get into a big fight. They probably can't win. And that's about what's about to happen, yeah. Mamluk cavalry coming in. Chasing down these dragoons. We have some cavalry setting up here. And we've got infantry actually as well, ready to fire. They might want to send, yeah, they're sending in more cavalry. This is more like missile cavalry, so it doesn't do well in melee, as you can see, and it's getting absolutely wrecked. It's broken just like that. Now they're sending him back. The French are sending back in their infantry, back in their cavalry. Infantry coming across. Gonna get a volley here from the French. Right into the side of those camels. That's always good. That might break them. They are going to form a square, which is a smart idea because all the cavalry here just got routed. Dragoons, the lot. So that's not actually... So clearly the Dragoons aren't better. I just under the presumption they would be, but they're not. And you can see the centre here between these two French armies is now like been split in two by a couple of units of cavalry. I mean, all they have to do is just form square. Just form square and you're safe. There's already more camels coming. Look at this, just hordes of camels. I imagine that these armies, like the Mamelukes, are just full stacks because their infantry probably just sucks. Oh, nice line of infantry. Look at that infantry fire going up. Form square, boys. Form square. Camels, actually, to be fair, they look like they're just going to run them by. They don't even care. Don't even care about the French used to shoot to the flank. How are they not broken? That's like, there you go. Finally, they break. I was gonna say that was a lot of like musket fire they took, and we're about to see a small unit of chasseurs go in. They just routed that camel. No surprise there. And it looks like, yeah, I was gonna say that one tiny unit of dragoons was not gonna stop all these. They need to just form square with some units. Sappers setting up some stakes. Not a bad idea. Gonna need more than a couple of stakes though. They're gonna need more cav. Chasseurs over here. I mean, they're really throwing it. Yeah, they broke all this. Not a bad idea to just try and make sure it routes properly. But I mean, like this unit here, this dragoon unit, is like their only sizable dragoon unit, and I don't see it stopping all of this cav. Like there is still so much cav that is yet to be committed, and like the better stuff's more with the Mamluk, with the Ottomans. Sorry, I would have thought. It's got Scipii there. Scipii. I'm looking for like heavily armored stuff, but I don't know if there is any. Well, it might be this actually. Yeah, these guys are the heavily armored stuff. The Scipii stuff. I mean, what have we got back here? It's more like Mamelukes, which is pretty good. Mamelukes are very good warriors. But even like, it's just so much infantry. I don't know how the French are going to stop this. It's just so much. Like, quality comes to a certain, like, goes so far. Eventually, like, just numbers will take over. We've got, like, tiny little units of sappers here. They're going forward, join their French allies. 4-pounder here doing its bit. I mean, how's this supposed to duel with the big guns all we've seen at the back of the map? I do not know. Yeah, there we go. Should be alright. I mean, look at this. The French is like still firing upon these units here. Just making sure they're routing, I guess. I don't know. Don't know why you do this. There's a howitzer going off somewhere. Who's firing a howitzer? I wouldn't have a clue because I can't like read the language that these units are in, but I'm gonna presume it's somewhere back here. Might be here actually. This looks like the howitzer. Yeah. This is a howitzer. Whether it is firing though. Look at this. The cavalry going all the way to the back though. So it looks like the infantry's preparing for some sort of a an assault. Or maybe they're just sending it to the back and right. Yeah, it looks like they're going back and then to the right. Oh, some more big units back here. Of the Ottomans. So much cav. It's just too much cav. Some may say. But the French are preparing. There's a little bit of a build-up to this battle. I'm going to just fast forward a little bit because there is clearly a lot of build-up, and I don't blame them. I mean, the Ottomans and the Mamelukes, sorry, probably don't want to be aggressive because they'd probably die doing that. To a certain extent, if they're defensive with a huge amount of cav, they will probably be able to like envelop. They'll be able to see what the French want to do, how they want to commit, and then they can envelop the French. Because they can see how far the French are going to extend, and then they can just go wider than that. But at the same time, the French probably don't want to be aggressive because look at the sheer force of men that they have to face. Like this is just horrifying. I won't want to face this, even if they are terrible infantry. Like this French infantry probably could beat every single one of these Mamelukes here because they're just peasants given with a gun. But there's just a lot of them. There's a lot, and it's the cav that I'd be most worried about. The cav is a real issue. Well, it looks like we're about on the other side. There's about to be another cavalry charge, yeah. So I've sort of missed it, I do apologise, but I did see it from a long way off. It's this guide unit, I think. Yeah, it's the guide cheval, and they're going to beat this, so they were going to beat this unit pretty easily, and then they decided to fall back, bizarrely. Yeah, why they did that, I don't know. They were going to win that fight, and they just fell back. And that's more of a loss to the French, because the French need the cav. Right by the red line as well, so neither side will come back. And this is a concern as well. These units are returned. That were routing, these guys were returned. So that's more cavalry now just on the flank. That's over 100 like cavalrymen just here waiting. And I mean, though they're already like partly, they're steady, but that's about it. They're not happy. I still won't want them in the back lines because the French guns are obviously then under threat. Still more infantry back here. There's an entire other infantry army you can hear here. So it looks like we're going to have maybe 2 French armies on either side, more cav coming forward. They're going to rush these sappers, I think they would. I would rush. Oh, they're going to rush the guns. The guns are going to be under threat. And this unit can't form square. Why did you leave units that can't form square with the guns? I mean, why did you bring any units that couldn't form square to start with? They're facing an army full of cav. Oh, really good shot there from the guns. Canis is going off. And luckily for the guns, the cavalry breaks instantly, but the gun carriages are going to run off. We can get the gun crews straight back on them. There's going to be another wave of cav, you imagine, or we're soon far behind. Yeah, you need to get more infantry up and actually have I mean, the guns just keep firing over there. They can just put the infantry at the bottom of the slope here, and the infantry will be safe. And it's a nice little shield there from your guns. Another 4-pounder sitting up here. Just pound this cavalry. Just hit this cavalry so hard. Like, just weaken it before he comes towards you. The infantry, who cares? The cavalry, though, needs to die. And now they're actually retreating. So they're going to, again, retreating behind the infantry. So it makes it seem like the infantry battle should be beginning soon. Certainly more likely on this side. We actually have sappers breaking here. I don't know how they got broken. Oh, there's a cavalry charge here, there was. By, I presume that unit there. It's down to 49 men. Who's firing? Oh, it's guys from over this building. They're just, I guess, occasionally firing at this unit over here. Thought I could hear musket fire. They're hanging out the building. Look at them. Their knees out the wall. What are you doing? Get your knees back inside. Anyway, as you can see behind the French now, this is becoming a real problem. I mean, these units are really weak, and they're not going to be they're going to break pretty much instantly. I don't know. This one's sorting itself out. But I mean, we've got fresh units of cav here, and these guys behind the lines. I mean, I thought there was a French gun position here. I mean, the French will well. No, the French are all the way up here now. I thought there was a French gun position just there, but clearly not anymore. There's one here. French cavalry is watching the back, but I mean, it's not going to be enough. I don't think 93 Dragoons can stop all those guys. That's the issue. So what do you bring to stop? Because the infantry for the Turks is so cheap. There's a cavalry unit all the way over. There's something over here. There's guns all the way over here. I was going to say, this keeps disappearing, but it's getting shelled by artillery. It's that poor French artillery. What is this? Just like a little 4-pounder? Yeah, it's just getting shelled by howitzers. I'm going to presume are these right out the front here. Yeah. It seems so. And there's another lot here, actually. Yeah, they've got like 2 batteries of howitzers here. Constantly firing on that one. Howitzers don't do a lot of damage to get kills, but they do a lot of morale damage. But yeah, we'll keep fast forwarding. Because it seems like, again, a lot of just waiting around, it would seem. Which is a shame, because it started off looking like it's going to be quite exciting. Oh, here we go. Line battle starting to open up now. The Mamelukes are in range. So I'm kind of surprised that they're in range already. There you go, already in range. The French need to start replying with a few of their own volleys. When they're not really losing any men, the accuracy from those Mamelukes is clearly not up to scratch. But the Frenchies are here. There we go. The French return the fire. And I imagine they'll fire quicker, more accurately, and yeah, already they're doing a fair amount of damage to these guys. I expected no less. You can already see they're making a retreat, which is why I imagine that the Turks and the Mamluks didn't want to push forward, because this is what happens. They push forward, they get gunned down. But even if the French push forward, they get gunned down a little bit. It's going to come down to things like cavalry to decide this battle. Look at this unit. Really, like, wow. 290 men in this unit. And they're all in bright pink. I mean, that'd be a sniper's dream. If you're like a British rifle. Just snipe off any of these guys. They're standing out from a mile out. But to be honest, anything on there, unless you are yellow, in like a yellow uniform, you're going to stand out in the desert anyway. Yeah, it seems like the French over here especially really pushing hard. Not killing as many as I thought they would. I mean, they've only lost like 5 or so men in like a couple of units. They are literally like ragtag. The thing is, they may not be killing as many as expected, the French, but they're not like losing any men at all. These guys are just not accurate. I don't know, these guys look a little bit more elite. And these are janissaries. These are actually proper janissaries, these guys. Janissaries have always been the elites of the Ottoman armies. More janissaries back here. Yeah, lots of janissaries back here. That might be a, I don't know. I don't know, I wouldn't confirm it, but janissary bombalal, I don't know how you say that the second bit, but it looks like it might mean grenadier or something like that. I may be wrong. That's what I presume. It says like the word bomb in it, and I guess that's just a one way of saying grenadier. Here we go, we got cavalry coming in. What's this going after? Just sappers that are out here? I mean, these guys can't do much anyway. They're pretty good in melee, but not when they're getting charged by cavalry. I don't know. I don't know. This cavalry might get beaten. Oh no, they're gonna break one of the sappers. I don't think it helps they're getting shot in the back with the sappers. And they broke that cavalry, so that's good. I don't like that the French are turning a lot of infantry just to deal with a couple of cavalry units. Yes, I know they're a problem, but you might as well just focus on the main threat, which is up the front, and all the other cavalry units that are waiting for you. As soon as you start taking guns away from the front line to deal with carrying behind, that's when you've lost the battle.
Our men are running, sir.
Men are running. Oh, we've got guns out the front running. Sappers taking the position. Very, very good for the French. 299 units now firing. That's what 290 guns firing sounds like. Sounds glorious. Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, beautiful. That one unit there will do a lot of damage, I'm sure. These units are pretty handy, if I remember correctly. These guys, if I remember, were actually pretty useful. They don't look... I mean, their textures don't look great. But if I remember correctly, they were actually pretty handy in previous battles I've seen the Mamluks in. Shame that, like in unlike in vanilla, there isn't like some really insanely cool like sword units. I hope they have some. I don't think they did bring any. It'd be nice to have like just all metal. Oh, that's some howitzers going off. Who's firing out howitzers for the French then? Well, obviously, the French are firing howitzers, but where's these ones? Yeah, these obuses here. Obuses? I don't know how you say it. Butchering the name, basically. Napoleon's here with his howitzers. 4-pounders here as well. I mean, the cavalry's coming in, sneaking in. I mean, you could break through the sapper line. The sappers have also put their stakes the wrong way. So that's a pro move, and here comes the cavalry. And they're going to go straight for the guns. So that's the howitzer is going to get silenced pretty quickly here. And Napoleon's under threat. I mean, you need cavalry protection. What's here? Manu's here as well. You need to be careful of him. Just been killed. Yeah, Obius. Yeah, howitzer's now gone. And what they're going after now, the other gun. Smart idea. I mean, the infantry tried to help there by formed square and fired, but now they're going to get both guns. Oh, I don't know. No, that's the sappers. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, they've got both the guns. And now they can take out a general. And they actually might take out this general. He's down 3 men. He probably is. That's Manu gone. Yep, there you go. General gone. Now Napoleon's under threat. Is this one unit going to take out like half the French, like, well, not half the French army, but like taking out a lot of guns? You could take out 2 generals here. Take out half the general staff of the French. See a big 190 man unit getting sent back. It's going to form square. Napoleon's going to try and race for the square, I imagine. Careful firing on your own general, boys. Yeah, Napoleon's under threat. Oh, Napoleon's going to die. What are you doing, Napoleon? You were safer where you were with your other squares. Oh, luckily he's routed. This cavalry unit here. Napoleon's safe. We need to. I mean, there's no reason for these French units now to stay back here. No guns to protect. Where was the chasseur unit? It could have just slowed down the cavalry. Not protecting their guns at all. Anyway, back to the French infantry lines. Actually, quite a lot of French is dying. You can see on like the front lines. Not sure how many of these Turks have been dying. Not as many as I'd hoped. What's it like? How's it going over here? I mean, it looks like the first units for the Turks are starting to bail out breaking. The Janissaries are also firing away.
Our men are running, sir.
There we go. More cavalry or something behind. I can hear it. Oh, I think I can hear something. Oh, it's just the. Yeah, it is actually. Here we go. I thought I could hear charging of some sort. This is cavalry here. Mameluke cavalry. Mameluke Scipii coming in. There's some decent cavalry here. Just gonna rear charge the French. They need to form a square. Why aren't they forming square? They didn't really do it in time, but they have stopped that Mameluke unit. It's going to do a lot of damage to morale, though. Thing is, the French are trying to flank, as you can see here. They are sending more and more units trying to flank. But the Mamelukes have more units, and the Mamelukes and the Turks have more units, and they can just stop any sort of flank from going on. And also, the huge horde of cavalry is always there, and always a problem as well. You can see the infantry. The infantry battle's dying down a little bit. Or not really. Oh, I like this unit here. What's this unit? Legion Nautica. I presume this is like just a marine unit then. These guys have top hats on. They go into war in style. I like that.
Our men are running, sir.
And we got infantry that charged in there. That was not. Sappers just charged in against 2 units here. That was smart of ideas. What units this? Don't know. French lining up though. Put a few volleys into those men that broke their sappers. Excellent. Excellent stuff. They might break that unit. Down to 51 men. French over on this right-hand side in a lot of strength here. Look at this. A lot of French units now over here. This is certainly somewhere that if I was the Mamluks, I'd be wanting to strengthen up. If I was the French, I'd probably push this with a few bayonet charges. Behind it, there seems like just a ragtag load of stuff. And there's some cavalry. But if you push that with infantry, I think you break through. There's a lot of... And I thought there was a lot of dead Frenchmen here. There's a lot of dead Turks here. A lot. This is not so good. The French over here look like they've lost a lot of men though as well of their own. I mean, the thing is, like, there's just small French detachments. Like, they haven't keep small French detachments back here just to defend guns because of all the cavalry that's just lingering in behind. And look at this, we've got a cavalry charge in the center. The 290-man unit originally is down quite a lot of men. Oh, and it just gunned down those cavalry. Rip and feast them, and they're going to retreat. And I mean, they're probably going to transform square. This is a very elite unit as well. It's like well armored, which I know really doesn't really matter at this day and age because everyone has guns, but it shows some sort of eliteness. Oh, look at the horde here. Is this what? This is a one unit. This is 998 men. This is all swords. They all have swords. I was just saying earlier. I hope they had an all melee unit. They do. It's got 1,000 guys in it. Oh my. Often you don't see armies that get to this size. Like if you're playing like the Poles or someone, sometimes you have 700 men. As the Mamelukes, you could have just outnumber them with this one unit. I mean, I'm sure it's terrible. Got more cavalry in here now. Are these dromedary cavalry? Oh, no, there's sappers. Yeah, we've got camels in here, but I thought they might be French. They're not. The French only have infantry really left. And they're breaking it all. Look at this. I mean, they're all sappers in fairness. Losing the sappers is not the end of the world. It's when you start to lose units that can form square, proper line infantry units. Smart here by the French, though. I mean, they sacrificed those sappers, threw them forward, so that this 200-man unit could get back into line and stop being harassed by cavalry. But here we go, the 900-man, and we've got a 900-man unit here. Is there more than one? There is more than one. Oh no, this is 400 odd men. Sorry, my apologies. It's not as strong as this 900-man unit. Stupid amount of men. It's already breaking though. Well, it was. Looks like they tried to make some sort of push out here, and they got beaten back by the cavalry mercenaries here, did the Mamluks. So that's one less cavalry to worry about in the rear, but there are still two healthy ones, 7,500 to 25 men. They could go for anything they fancied. Don't know where Napoleon got himself to, but he hasn't died yet, put it like that. Getting up a nice little firing squad into the side here of these infantry is what they need to do. Got a new 23 sappers. Your 23 guns will change the day. Oh, and the cavalry charged into the back while we were... I was hoping the sappers were going to fire, but they're going to charge in. Look at these. 23 men just charging into the side of hundreds of guys. Fighting men with checkered shirts. And they broke them. The sappers helped break these guys. Oh my gosh, a mass rout here in the center. Look at this. The Turks are retreating across the river by the looks of it. I mean, now is the time for the French to overwhelm and take out as much of this stuff as possible. Got another charge here in the back. Looks like the French form square in time though this time. Be careful. Did they just run over the stakes? Yeah, and they lost a lot of men. Oh, that's not so good. Yeah, that unit. I was just gonna say the stakes there, and they died. That routed that unit. That was unfortunate. And now they can just move up all these guns. They can move up everything. There's no cavalry in the back lines now. Well, there's one. But I think that's dealable now. That's very much dealable with. The French are breaking in some areas. So that is actually proper line infantry that broke there. What's this? It just got thrown in. Sappers. Well, I don't think this sapper unit is going to stop all this cavalry and infantry. But in history, Murat used a cavalry charge to win this battle. There isn't a lot of cavalry here, and it's all gone, I think, for the French now. So Murat's not going to be making any sort of wild cavalry charges. And yeah, he managed to actually break through all the way through the Turkish and Mamluk lines, gets the actual encampment of the Turks, and actually captures Mustafa Pasha himself, the commander of the Turk and Mamluk forces. Manages to capture him, cuts off 2 of his fingers, and in return gets shot in the jaw by Mustafa Pasha. But yeah, like, I don't think that's going to be happening today. I mean, mainly because they only have infantry left of the French. Also because the Turks aren't being caught out unaware, put it like that. Oh, and we've got... What is... You can hear shouting going on. Is it just this infantry? I think so. I keep looking to see whether it's the cavalry throwing itself in somewhere. Like, cavalry, you know, it's over the... It's all the way back here. And it's been joined by more cavalry from the Turks. And this cavalry looks like it's about to descend on the rear of this small French force over here, which is made up of sappers, of course, and a few light infantry. So this is kind of key. And it's going to catch this one out. Nice rear charge. I mean, they were busy occupying this line infantry here. And they're going to get this one as well. Where was the French player looking? They're always looking at back lines of cavalry. Broke that one and the other one, so there's 2 less line infantry for the Turks to deal with. Sappers aren't too much of a problem, but it looks like the Mamelukes want to deal with them. These tiny little 18-man units are going to get gunned down, well, not gunned down, ridden down, I should say. Yeah, the French are breaking. I mean, to be fair, the Mamluks are also breaking them, closer breaking. But I can't see that happening. And the French seem more interested in just taking this building. And really, which is not a bad idea, but they also should... I mean, this side over here, this French force, I know they're probably waiting for their ally. They need to push across. Attack while the Turks are setting up. Like, just keep pushing. Don't give them time to set up. I mean, most of the stuff left as well is actually really good stuff. These guys are pretty good as well, if I remember correctly. Any man wearing a cape, like these guys, is always going to be a good fighter. These men wearing white capes, they're going to be either superheroes or just really good fighters. Or maybe just men with good style. Got some dragoons back here, though. Got 2 dragoon units actually here. Where the heck did these 2 come from? The French seem to have no cavalry for ages. And these 2 just popped out of nowhere. In fairness, we are looking from the Turk point of view, so that probably helps. What are these guns here? What's these big guns? What are they doing so far up? Why weren't they on the top of the hill? They were on top of the hill at one point. Did they wheel them down or something? Don't know. Murad Bey, we got... What else we got up here? We got the guns still up here. Where are you taking this? Look at this gigantic thing. You don't want to move it. It's going to take about another 3 years to set up. How can you guys form square? You don't even look that elite. They don't even look... Very bizarre. Yeah, the French need to start pushing across. They've got plenty of infantry here. This infantry, like, push across before, like they're going to give you a beachhead as well. Where they're going to set up, by the looks of it, they're going to give you a beachhead. If they were stood like right by the edge of the river, it may have been a better spot, because as soon as they came into the water, you could gun them down. Gun the French down, that is. But it looks like since they're going to set up on this hill, You're going to get at least the water's edge, and you're going to be fine. I mean, this cavalry could harass them, I guess, as they come out of the water. And the French are going to just waste some ammo shooting recruiting units and potentially their own cavalry. Stop doing that. It's not going to help. The French sent in some line infantry to try and clear out this house. They probably will do it. I don't know. In they go. Look at this guy with his little sword. He's killed 2 men already. A third, no! He couldn't quite make a third. Rip in peace to him. We've got some more cav over here. What's this routing? More line infantry. I don't know if this is already routed or what. But there's still cavalry over this side of the map that he's dealing with. And there's a lot of French stuff routing. Yeah, there's a lot of French infantry. I wonder if this is all infantry they got. No, was this all infantry that was just stood here, wasn't it? Oh, don't tell me this is all French infantry that's dead down here. Yeah, that's a lot of French infantry dead down there.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Man, I wonder if that's just from like shooting at the building as well as the French, the Ottoman cavalry. That's a lot of French infantry gone. That's a big blow, actually. That was at least 5 or 6 units of infantry. They still got plenty. Whether it'll be enough, cavalry is still a real threat, and I still feel like the Turks have not really committed a lot of it. There's still a lot of big units here. Now the French should start to win this fight. This one broke. Yeah, they need to get that cavalry. I don't know why the dragoons are running to the other side. They need to get over to like just shield over here. Give some infantry support for the dragoons, and they'll be fine. Or they should be. They may not be. There's a general that's just run into the middle of the water here. Ibrahim Bey. What's he doing here? Not shoot him down. Train these guns on him.
Oui, monsieur.
Kill him. I'm gonna say, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, but those cannonballs, they flew over Ibrahim Bey's head. I'm gonna presume they were aiming for him.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
They did in fact fail. Oh, they pull these massive guns down here for some reason. Are they actually firing at these? The massive gun. Look at the size of the gun crews that they require. There's 200 men in these gun crews. They are shooting the guns instead. Shoot the general is just walking in the water here. But anyway, the French did take this building. Is what that notification was about. It's all well and good, but it cost them a lot of men to take this. Whether these guys, all those men, all these units stormed it, I don't think so. I think they just got charged in the rear as they stood out here. It pains me to see so many French dead. I'm not going to lie, but it means it's a good battle. There's a lot of dead here as they ran into the river. A lot of dead here. Here we go. More cavalry battles about to happen here. We're going to try and go for the guns. They've been stopped by a small unit of cavalry. So a square's going to form. They're still going to manage to get to the guns, I think. No, they're not. Just fire a volley, boys. Fire a volley. They've routed them. It's okay. Well done by the French. That was a like, often I see like people comment and say people just don't defend their guns well. That was a good example of defending your guns well. Sacrifice a small unit of cavalry, slows them down. Allows your infantry to like form up, make squares, and I mean the guns were just well protected in the end. I honestly don't see why you're firing at these guns. Just these things probably fire once every 2 years. There's no need. I mean, if you shot this general, who in fairness for the French are like right on top of him now, shoot this general. The man's asking for it. I feel like he actually just wants to die. Whoever's commanding this Mamluk army, count their stars, because the French for some reason are just not paying attention. Oh, charge over on this side. Okay. Got some like Arabian units getting charged here. The Mamelukes, like, traitors! How dare you fight for the European invader? I will cut you down with my big spear. They actually might, you know, they're starting to break them. French now sending over some proper units. We actually got a SAP unit that's 50 men strong. Oh, it actually was 90 originally. Actually a relatively useful unit of sappers. What's this? I like this unit as well, this Legare unit. And it's light blue. Very pretty. Yeah, plenty of infantry here. I mean, this was a 339 man unit at the beginning of this battle. Oh my gosh, still 260 men in it. It's gonna try and take on about as many men in these couple of units here. It's a challenge in itself. There's still cavalry all the way back here, loitering by the way. There's an infantry unit here that's, I don't know if it's just purposely marching back. I don't know really what it's doing. They've got infantry here. They need to send everything forward to the French. They can't do any half-assed jobs. It's all or nothing. This 330 man unit. It's getting harassed by cavalry now. They've routed all those Arabian like auxiliaries that the French brought in, and there you go. Sappers rout that cavalry. Very good. That's why you bring the sappers. They're another cheaper version of grenadiers, basically. Ottomans doing their bit on this hill. Oh. The men in capes have only lost 9 men. I'm not surprised. I mean, if I was the French, I'd be looking for weak spots to bayonet charge. I mean, here's a weak spot. There's just guns here in the line. You've got like one unit here, and you've got more guns behind. I don't know what this gun position is. What the heck is this? I want to also know how they lost a gun. The French couldn't fire this far back. They must have shot one of their own guns by accident. I don't know. They got these. The Ottomans got their massive guns back on the hill now. In a really nice position as well. This looks like D-Day almost. It actually feels a bit like D-Day. Got the French infantry landing on the beach. Massive guns about to fire off into the sea. And we got cavalry coming in. I wasn't paying attention. Cavalry coming in. Good cavalry charge. And also good volleys by the French as well. Nearly scared them off. And this cavalry's going to try and deal with 1, 2, 3, 4 French units. And it's doing okay. General has been killed. I'm going to presume that was Ibrahim Bey that's been marching around here. Yeah, I'm going to presume it was Ibrahim Bey. They have routed one of these French units here. The French have now stopped their entire attack up this like slope, and they're all coming to deal with this one cavalry unit, which in fairness might need dealing with. There's a couple more units that may break in a moment. No, not the Legion Nautica. You can't kill the men with the top hats. That's not allowed. The Legion Nautica just routed. They're cowards, but also how dare you. Oh, really good shots there by the big guns. They're just firing point blank range into this big long line of French. And these guys just forming square, which is probably not the worst idea, but then it's also not the best because there's massive guns up here that can just train on your square. Like the cavalry could just stay close, but out of range. And then the guns could just fire on you. So you need to be careful of that as well. Cavalry here is about a rout by the looks of it. It's getting shot from the shore now by this square here, I think. No, it's actually okay. It's routed 4 French units. I helped rout 4 French units. And basically stop this entire left-hand side attack. Like, the French got nothing left here now. It's kind of all over on this side is where the infantry is. And they could push up the slope. I mean, just keep pushing up the slope. This one unit here of light infantry. Just keep moving up. I mean, yeah, you see the Turks are going to have to retreat. Keep moving. You're doing quite a good job. I don't know why they haven't just charged this gun position. I mean, you're not going to take these guns out. They've got enough crew here to man them for forever. I bet all this crew is as well just to push them along. I mean, they're actually trying to duel with those guns. That's a smart idea that is. The French surely can't win that. Got some cavalry mercenary coming up here. What have we got here? Mustafa Pasha himself. Running across the front line. He's going to get hit by both friend and foe here. He needs to be careful. Oh, if he gets shot by his own side, that would not be helpful. He needs to be very, very careful right now. Yep, he's gonna die, I think, or he's gonna break. He broke. Very well done there by the Ottoman player. Yeah, that was not a smart move there, just killing his own general, not quite killing, but routing him. I mean, you could as the cavalry go and rout him. But yeah, now the French have the cavalry. Somehow they have the cavalry advantage on this side with 1 unit of cavalry. And they can threaten this unit. They just need to keep carrying on behind. They're going to actually charge in. They can't form square. They did get a charge off. If I'm correct, this cavalry mercenary unit is not that great in melee yet. It broke. It's a skirmish cav. You can see the Ottomans are now going to try and flank the French here, which is not a bad idea. But also are now running in front of their own guns here. This is also not so good. Go on, fire. Fire the big thing. Yep, just hit all their own infantry there. Don't need to worry about don't need to worry about friendly fire too much. They seem to have the French on the run a little bit in some areas. A couple of French units left here. There's another one that's just sat here in the village, and another one over here. Don't know if they're just what they're trying to do. Maybe scare or just catch this cavalry out. I mean, this is a big 200-man unit. Form square, you fools, and they didn't. Should have. Oh no, they did. They did just in time. It seemed very delayed. Maybe rout anyway. I would not be surprised with the sheer weight of cavalry here if they were routed.
Our men are running, sir.
They need to fire a volley just to scare off this cavalry. Oh no, that square's broken yet. There you go. So you can break a square, it seems, if you have enough men in the cavalry unit. Get this unit moving. This is 144 men that could actually do some good on the front line. I'm not sure if these guys actually broke to French or to their own artillery. I might send their own artillery. But the line battle continues. And the French are winning it. This is what the French won. A nice line battle. There you go, they routed that. Now they can push up the slope. They're doing a really good job on this side. There's still hope for the French. I mean, they could beat most of this infantry probably quite easily. Whether they could beat all the cavalry is a different question, though. They just need to just remember to form square. They just don't do that. Just don't form square enough. Lot of just infantry here. I don't know what this really infantry is planning on doing. They could push across the slope, like down the slope and across the river, because well, there's nothing in front of them. Or probably the better idea and wiser idea is to send up troops and go like down the left. They've got lots of these. I mean, there's janitry still here, idle. They could do with moving down, go supporting this other Ottoman player that's starting to struggle right now, running out of infantry. He's got only a few units of infantry left. And the Mamluks are sending a mighty 1 unit. Or they look like they were going to. Looks like everyone might go left to this big gun, which I'm sure the French would love to take that massive gun out. It would be a small victory to them. Got infantry pushing across over here, the Mamluks. Still, this French unit here needs to just get moving. Don't know what it's doing here. But I can definitely confirm that the Army of the Orient has lost more than 220 men today. Unlike in history, where they only lost that many. There's probably a couple of units fighting for the French that have lost over 220 men. What are the dragoons doing? The dragoons, I think, we're going to go up that hill. The dragoons going to be needed over here, where this cavalry's now charging in there. The Ottomans now going in. Form square, all of you. Oh, it's like, yeah, I can't form square. Oh no. Yeah, get inside the square. Get inside the square. Get behind it.
Our men are
Dragoons did help rout this unit, so well done there. They routed that cavalry pretty damn effectively. What about the other one? The other one's gone for the guns. And they're going to get rid of the gun carriages, and they're going to rout this one, I imagine. And they're firing into their own infantry, which are forming square, which I'm sure they're appreciating. And they routed the guns, but the cavalry routed as well. This is the main thing. If they can just rout the cavalry, I mean, stop firing your own infantry. Get out of square, you madman. You can hear more cavalry going off in the background. Yeah, more cavalry here.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack.
I don't know how many of these units are actually running already. That cavalry now is able to descend on this French force, which is forming square slowly. I like how the French force is all multicolored. Red, pink, blue, light blue. The square will hold. You're not going to break this square as easily. There's a lot of French units in that. There's a lot of French units in this house, actually. Sappers. Oh. They're all sappers. Of course they are. Of course they're all sappers. Cavalry returning on this side. More infantry, I presume, that's rallied. Yeah, fairly healthy units as well, and they're all pushing it back up the hill. They're not out yet, the Ottomans. The gun's not quite gone yet, but it's very close as well. And it's finally broken. The gun is gone. The massive, huge gun here that the Mamluks had been lost. That's a small success for the French. What are these guys doing? Are they trying to run after that the cavalry there? I don't know. They're getting shot by sappers as they run past this building, though. This cavalry is also now going to have to, I don't know what it's doing. It's going to get shot by squares as it goes by, and it breaks like that. It's a close one, this one. It's a close one. We'll just fast forward a little bit. Because Janitry's now... Oh, these aren't... yeah, they are. The Janitry Grenadier guys. Well, I presume they're Grenadiers. They actually may not be. They're firing from the slope up here. And another unit trying to push through them. Never a good idea. I don't know why people do this. Why people make... I don't know. Why do you think it's a good idea if their units overlap? Never a good idea. You're just going to shoot your own men. I mean, this unit's just charging down the hill, what it looks like. It looks like it's not even caring about anything else. I mean, I don't know why, the Turks and the Ottomans haven't just decided to just charge in their full force. Because right now they're sitting in bit by bit, and they're getting beaten up. The cavalry, which used to be very plentiful, it's now a rare commodity. Yeah, short on the cavalry, and there you go. Routed that unit. Well, they're going to rout this unit. This 290-man unit, which is certainly not 290 men anymore. Still a force to be reckoned with, though. See, this is what they need to do. This is what the Ottomans and the Turks should have done. They just fire at them as they come out of the water. Or fire at them as they're in the water. Makes them slower, slows them down. Keeps them in the open. These dragoons, they can start a bit. We're not overly aggressive with them, but they can start to try and do some stuff with them. Because it seems like that the French might actually have more cavalry than the Ottomans, which this might be the first time ever in this battle. Finally, this 130 like odd man units getting mobilized. Got another general here, Murad Bey. He looks in a bit of danger. But yeah, literally, the Ottomans have like so many men facing outwards here, and yeah, there are like French over here, but the French aren't going to come all the way round. I don't think. They need to send more troops to like match up here because they need the numbers to stand a chance.
Our men are running, sir.
The Frenchies are coming. There you go. Looks like these janitors are going to charge down the hill. I'm not quite sure what. I think. Oh, right. It's because they can't go over this hill quite properly. Okay. Pathfinding. Pathfinding's made a very small, narrow like fight, and it looks like the French will win. Like these janitors just, they're exhausted. Well, I don't know. Actually, they are. They're only winded. I mean, now, yeah, if the dragoons can find the gap, they can go through here up this hill. They can get in behind this line of infantry. You see, there are more janitors now moving along. They're going to try and stop it, but if I was the dragoons, yeah, I'd be pushing on into this the flank here and doing as much damage as possible. They could rout this entire line potentially, and then that would have to force this force here to come across. I don't know why there's still like a couple of infantry units here. It's being left in reserve. Don't know what they're planning to do with them. Send them up now, not later when it's too late. Dragoons doing their bit though. And yeah, they're going to rout these units as well. And there's a big gap now forming up here in the center of this Ottoman line. And more Ottomans are now being thrown in. It can go either way, this one. It's down to the Ottomans to win it. But the French cav has been saved and preserved. Is turning it around. There you go, more infantry breaks. That one's gone as well with just a mass charge of the French. And now it's a big push up to this slope here, which the French could probably do quite easily. All you have to do is send a small force to go and deal with the guns. And then that small force can turn around. I mean, you can send a big, do whatever you want. Send whatever force you send up here. The guns can't stop it. And I don't think all this infantry can stop it. The problem is getting up this hill. It's going to be the problem. They might have to go along here, which I think is where the cavalry's going. It's going to come up this, like, where there's a little bit of, like a break in the slope is, then go along, have to charge into this unit. This unit can't form square, so they'll be fine. These janitors have a really nice spot though. They can literally fire down onto any Frenchies down there. A good volley into them, boys. Yeah, it's just a big old line battle now going on. This is going to favour the French. Well, I say that, I mean, the ground might even it out a little bit, like, because the French are firing uphill while the Turks are firing downhill. Might even it out a little bit. I thought if these dragoons are patient enough, they can just come along here, or go in, even like just go behind, go all the way around the back, come and get this final general here. Like I said, the French will just need to set up a force and go around this way, and they can just take the guns. Well, fast forward a little bit now again. As it's oh yeah, these janitors are starting to feel the pain a little bit. It looks like the French are just going to send up infantry in the old style of column, the old column style. Send them in. One volley, then a bayonet charge, perhaps. Nope, just a bayonet charge. They may be out of ammo, you never know. These guys have been fighting a long time, shooting at a lot of men. Here they come. They're going to keep on coming. And in they go. There's Arab mercenaries are joining the fight as well. I mean, the Turks don't really mind that. They got swords in hand. Would have been better, I think, for a volley than break them. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I mean, I'm kind of rooting for the French, because the French should have had it hard from the start. The sheer numbers of cavalry and stuff. But at the same time, the Arabs, you know, they've done a good job. Or like the Turks, they've done a good job. Oh, that's not a good idea. Just charging this tiny little slow. Look at these janissaries. These guys can form square as well. Men are running. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, the French are running. Well, these guys are running, yeah. More janissaries coming up here. French now that are at the top of this hill should just turn and face. Not turn and look the other way though. Don't do this. The Mamelukes have actually returned with a tiny little unit. Just to harass. If they just flank up here, they'll be alright. So much French blood's been spilt this day, as so much Turkish blood's been spilt this day. There's a 162-man unit. Just gun these guys down. Just focus them down. Get another unit up there as well. Just blitz them. I mean, I don't know why they haven't just pushed up to take this one unit out, and then that right flank's in trouble. Here you go. The cavalry's coming across.
The men are fatigued, sir. I must rest.
Forces back this unit. I mean, all they have to do is just say, it'd be better if you go across and just come and get this unit. Oh, they're shooting this unit on the hill. Not a bad idea. They're breaking these units, so yeah, the French are just focusing these guys down. Look at that unit over there. The janissaries are dropping. They're going to go into combat. Got a bit of a volley off there. That's what they want, though. They want the janissaries to charge them, not them charge the janissaries. Doesn't end so well then. If they break through that one, then this janissary here has to come forward and replace the fallen one, and then the cav can come in. But they're actually, you know what? They're holding. Well, I say that now. As soon as I open my mouth, oh, I don't know. They might break this French unit now with a charge there. Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as I open my mouth, the janissaries start to break, but they've since again stabilized, and the French have been routed as I expected. They can now charge this one unit on its own. It's winning slightly, but it's losing a lot of men. They need more Frenchies up there, and you can see some more big units been sent this way. The guns are in trouble, and this also means that the rear is very much in trouble, and they can get more units up here. The French should be just pushing hard because the other side's having a little bit of a struggle. This is a long battle. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I certainly have.
The men of the teams must rest.
It looks like the janissaries are going to hold. They are just about going to hold. More French being sent in. I mean, that unit's now broken though, but the janissaries are down to 72 guys. The cavalry is going to try and come across this this river, and the janissaries are ready. They are firing down into the river, hitting any dragoons. And these guys can form squares, so they're going to be safe from the dragoons. This unit finally is broken on the slope here, and the French can move across. So I guess that might be the reason why the dragoons are coming across. The French, oh, it's going to be close, put it like that. They're going to form a square. It's like it's not a hollow square. It's a, oh yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage to these dragoons. They just need to get out of there, run across, get to like over here. to anywhere where the square is not. Basically. The guns are gone, as expected. These guns were not going to stand. And there's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 8 French units here that can now push across. I'll say that's not quite curtains over for the Ottomans. They've still got their best units alive. And they're trying to charge these units. The Cab may get beaten here, though. I mean, yeah, this Janus unit here, it's just a lot of damage, put it like that. They're going to need some of these units here to return. 98, 68. They're better just firing at them. The French are better not good in combat in comparison to the Janissaries. Just shoot them point blank range. No, he's going to charge in. They prefer that. They prefer that. Stop. I mean, they might break now. But the French lose a lot more men that way. They have broken. They have broken, though. That is concerning. Over here as well, the Turks are breaking. And the general's getting sent in now. This is a super close battle. Very, very good. And the Janissaries are setting up. They're trying to gun down this French unit. It's coming at them. They're in combat. Now would be the time for the French cavalry, where it is to just rear charge this one. But yeah, there's a whole host of French units over here now dealing with well, coming to the rear. Absolute chaos. I think the general's broken as well. Oh no, he's not. He's still alive. He's still alive. He's trying to deal with the back. His infantry broke, but he will stand with the general. Stand against the whole host of French that is still alive. Well, it's not a host, really. It feels like a host, but it's actually a very small portion of their army. They've done a really good job of the Turks. But they're not going to win. They are not going to win. It looked like they were. I felt like they were, with the cavalry like doing a lot of damage over on that far side. The general's died there. I'm going to presume that's the Ottoman one that's just died in there. Leaving very little left. All they have to do is just gun this unit down or just charge it. And no problem. There you go, that one's gone, and that's the last Ottoman unit, I think. Look on the map, nothing left but Frenchies. So I expect we'll have a victory. There we go, or a defeat in the case if you're looking at the Turkish side. But there you go. What a close one. What a close one. But yeah, what a battle. This one was sent in by Johnny Le Buffoon, who was playing as one of the Ottoman armies. He was playing as that final like Ottoman army that was on that hill. But yeah, it was a really, really close battle. And I mean, the Ottomans did very, very well. Actually, one of the French armies did the poorest in kill. Oh no, Flux here had a pretty rough game. 310 kills. With the largest army as well. I think he must have had that 1,000-man unit. But yeah, so yeah, well done to all of the like the Ottomans, the Mamluks. This is a really, really good job. And they slowed down the French and inflicted a lot of damage on them. So yeah, well done to Johnny Le Buffoon, to Andrew Yang, to Flux, to Taig, who are all playing as the Turks and the Mamluks. It's a tough job against the Western army, playing as like one of these Eastern armies. But yeah, they did a really, really good job. And then we got Bong Rip Every Replay, who was playing as one of the French armies. He was playing as one of the Monu armies. And then we got Sniper Smith UK playing as another one. We've got Don playing as Dessous, I'm going to presume. And then we have Nomadic Leader playing as Bonaparte himself. But yeah, there you go. It was a really epic battle. There are the kills if you want to have a look at some of them. This is Johnny's army anyway, getting kills. 180 kills for one of his Janissary units there at the end. But if you enjoyed, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next NTW3 historical battle. Bye for now.